Phantasm.
Maximum terror.
That's your target audience, baby!
Phantasm.
And you know something? I sort of enjoyed it.
Phantasm.
Sell the metal! Sell the metal! Sell the metal! Sell the metal!
Phantasm.
What the fuck is up, and welcome to FANTASM Podcast. I'm Corey Gorechrist. With me, as always, Dr. Vincent West.
How you doing?
I am doing great. A lot of stuff coming up in the
podcast world. How are you?
That's right. Doing great. Got a good movie on the screen today, courtesy of our good friends at Tubi, as always. Doctor, what do we have today? A Gary Sherman film.
We are watching Poltergeist 3 from 1988 with Tom Skerritt.
Some people are afraid of heights.
Just don't look down.
Others panic in elevators. Some have a thing about mirrors. And no one likes ghosts. Now, the movie with something for everyone. Poltergeist 3, rated PG-13.
I love this movie because of Tom Skerritt and Nancy Allen, of course. That's what I remember most about the film.
And Heather O'Rourke.
Of course, yeah.
And Laura Flynn Boyle, which is weird that she's in this. If you have any Twin Peaks fans out there.
Absolutely. And, it's been a while since I've seen this.
I thought that said Kip Winger for a minute. I was like, that's weird.
Yeah, and of course this is O'Rourke's final performance. She died a few months before this film was released. We all know the tragedy of that from this film, which makes it extra morbid. But yeah, I haven't seen this in a long time, so I'm pretty excited to see it. I know the director this time around, Gary Sherman, did the movie Dead and Buried, is what he's known for besides this film. I don't think he's really done anything after this. I don't remember.
By the way, I wasn't making fun of Winger. I actually like that band. But
no, Winger's great.
those listening that may be surprised by that. They're one of the quote-unquote, I don't like this terminology, hair bands that I like. So.
Yeah. No, Winger's great.
Winger was based, except for the drummer, Rod Morgenstein, all of the members in that band, Paul Taylor, Red Beach, and Kip Winger, all came from Alice Cooper's band from the 80s.
Yeah.
So, of course I love Winger. They're great. But anyway, it's a good movie. I like Tom Skerritt. I just think he's great.
I do too.
And I think it's really shitty. Everybody jacks off about that Top Gun remake, and they could have put Tom Skerritt in it. He's still alive, but didn't do it. Could have CGI'd Val. That way he didn't look like a corpse in it. But
Yeah.
whatever. Everybody likes that movie but me. But anyway, I'm not going to waste time talking about it. I love the original Top Gun. That's it.
Same here.
This is a nice print of this. This looks like a really nice copy we're watching.
It does. If I had to guess, since it's Tubi, it's probably the Scream Factory from the box set they did.
It's definitely a high-definition Blu-ray.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't say it's 4K quality.
No, it's definitely got like
It's a good print of it.
maybe like a 2K restoration.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yep,
You
absolutely.
can see the Chicago skyline there. Vincent's favorite state, Vincent's favorite city.
Sarcasm just goes all over this podcast.
Do this all day. The quick plot of this, I love how, sometimes Wikipedia does like their plot ends up being the entire film when they list the plot of it. Right there you see Kane there, I believe is who that is, or she thinks it is. But IMDb usually does a better plot or synopsis, whatever, of the film that I don't have to read for like 6 months.
Fun fact, I gotta say something real quick. I'm sorry because it's on this scene. She is holding a speak and spell.
Yeah, I used to have one.
I had that exact speak and spell.
It's a retro one.
That is the OG, and the only other place I've ever seen that specific speak and spell in a movie is Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 3,
Uh-huh.
when Leatherface is using it,
Yeah.
and he keeps trying to spell food for a human.
And there is Tom Skerritt and the wonderful Nancy Allen, who I love in what film, Doctor?
A RoboCop.
Of course. Love her. So yeah, the quick plot of this, Carol Ann is staying with her aunt in a high-rise building where the supernatural forces haunting her make their return. And I know this one has a lot to do with, like, mirrors and shit. It's got some famous scenes from that where people are in the mirror are not the same as their reflection or whatever. It's pretty crazy, and I think Gary Sherman got the inspiration from the Alice in Wonderland novel, Through the Looking Glass or whatever. It's kind of his basis for what this film was, which is very bizarre, but that's kind of what this is a play on, this film, which I love.
Fun fact, Laura Flynn Boyle, a lot of people don't know this, used to fuck Jack Nicholson. They were dating for years.
It's amazing.
He used to plow that, quite a bit older than her. But I guess she needed the father figure. She needed the George Michael.
That's right.
She needed Jack's cock. So,
Jack Cockleson.
yep.
I love Tom
A
Skerritt.
lot of people don't know, but she did. She was fucking him for years.
Tom Skerritt's got the best mustache in Hollywood, still does. It's amazing.
Yes, he does. And I was going to say, Tom Selleck's is the only close one to that for me.
I agree, yeah, Tom Selleck's got the
And
other
Burt
one.
Reynolds. Burt Reynolds is my favorite ever.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, but Laura Flynn Boyle, here's the funny thing, and I don't know which was first. He was fucking her, and Nicholson was also fucking, oh God, what is her name? She's in a movie called Point of No Return.
I'm not sure.
Oh, shit. Hold on a minute. You're going to know who it is since I tell you.
Find out next week on Who's Jack Fucking.
I mean, it's kind of a random thing today, but I thought I would just run with it. Because I'm being serious, because I always was fascinated with it growing up, that he was plowing these chicks. Bridget Fonda.
Oh, yeah.
So he was plowing her.
He was fondling Fonda.
Yep, he was plowing her. And then Bridget Fonda, and then eventually, I don't know which was first. He was fucking one of the first and the next. But you gotta love that they were taking Jack's sack, you know? You gotta love it.
Next week on Jack's Sack.
Like I do.
So here's a further storyline here for this. Carol Ann has been sent to live with her aunt and uncle in an effort to hide her from the clutches of the ghostly Reverend Kane. But he tracks her down and terrorizes her in a relative's apartment in a tall glass building where he finally achieves his target and captures Carol Ann again. Or will Tangina be able... God damn, I have an ad already.
Shit.
Sorry. Carol Ann again. Or will Tangina be able yet again to thwart him?
Well, we do know that at some point...
This is a bizarre ad. It's like a kid's ad, too, for this iPad
Laura
game.
Flynn Boyle's going to be taking the caretaker's cock. So...
She'll be the cock
Speaking of
taker.
if you guys want to watch The Shining, it is now streaming on Tubi, absolutely free, uncut. The reason we didn't do it on this episode is because it's 2 hours plus.
I actually like this commercial. It's the Backstreet Boys. It's some kind of like Downy commercial. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's funny. No, don't worry about it now. Just let me know when it's back on, and we'll that way I don't fuck this up, the timing.
All right, just waiting on Downey to finish their Backstreet Boys ad.
Gotcha.
Although in my bathroom, I also have a signed tour poster of Backstreet Boys.
Awesome.
I doubt I'm kidding, but that would be pretty cool. I don't want to pee with them watching me pee. Okay, it's back on. I'm at 6 minutes. 6 minutes and 44 seconds. I'm sure you're ahead somehow.
No.
Okay, we're just now getting on the elevator. here.
We're good.
Yeah, they're just now getting on the elevator.
Yep.
She's powdering her nose.
Yep.
Yep, we're good to go. Yeah, this movie's a lot of fun from what I remember. It's been a while. We can pull up some little facts here and trivia courtesy of IMDb, which I always love to look at myself. And just to get the little fun facts. God, there is so much shit on here. That's all we're not going to cover the Heather O'Rourke stuff. It's well known, documented, whatever. It's morbid to talk about. I'm not going to touch on any of that, just as a preface to this. So if it's like a maybe a trigger warning for you people, which that should be addressed in every Phantasm episode anyway. But we're not going to cover that stuff because this whole thing with this trivia stuff, the first thing they bring up is like this gigantic fucking paragraph of all this stuff. I'm just not covering it. With that being said, Craig T. Nelson was approached to play Steve Freeling again, but he declined. 2 was enough, he says. So that's kind of funny.
Speaking of 2 is enough, I want to thank our sponsor this week, Liberty Mutual Insurance. Liberty Mutual Insurance, Liberty, Liberty, Liberty.
All right. Let's see. After filming of the scene where the cars chase Patricia and Bruce, the car's explosion set the entire set on fire, almost taking a crew member and a few cameras he was rescuing. When Heather O'Rourke showed up for filming the next day and heard about the incident from the director, she was relieved that no one was hurt. Then she asked Sherman, "Did you get the shot?" Very professional. At around 27 minutes, Tom Skerritt makes a reference to Brian De Palma's Carrie to Nancy Allen. This is presumably an in-joke, as Allen had starred in that film as Chris Hargensen back in 1976.
That is true.
Pretty cool. The beginning of
That's a movie I don't like. I want to touch on this briefly. I've never liked that movie. I love Brian De Palma. I'm a huge fan of his stuff, especially Scarface and Body Double.
Of course.
And The Untouchables, which is my favorite Kevin Costner movie. But I never could get into Carrie, and I love Stephen King. If y'all have ever listened to Phantasm before, you know that I do. But I can't get into that movie. I just don't like it.
Yeah, I do like the Rage Carrie 2. Never liked the original.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the old 1976 Carrie movie.
But I'm saying that's the only one I could watch. The second one,
I don't like anything about it. I think it's boring, and I think it's slow. And I love Brian De Palma, but that is not a good movie.
I could never get into it.
Movie with John Lithgow and John Travolta, and I think Nancy Allen might be in that movie as well. That's a really good movie. Like I said, I love his films, De Palma, but Carrie, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
We'll do it
Continue,
live. Let's see. At the beginning of the film, the characters mistakenly believe that the weather outside is cold. When they descend from the upper floors to the ground level, however, they find that it is in fact quite warm. The phenomenon of weather varying from upper to lower floors actually does occur at the Hancock Center in Chicago. Due to the building's height, residents often call the lobby doorman before leaving their apartments to find out what conditions are like at level ground. Larry Flynn Boyle's film debut.
So this is a real... Does this still exist?
Yeah. It's still there.
No shit.
There's
a mall in the place these people live?
Yeah.
Damn.
Larry Flynn Boyle, this is her film debut.
Larry Flynn Boyle?
Yeah, Larry Flynn Boyle. Lara Flynn Boyle's film debut. Laura. She spells it weird. L-A-R-A. I guess it's Laura.
You're cracking me if you're like Larry Flynn Boyle.
Larry Flynn Boyle's film debut. It's also Laura Flynn Boyle. Larry Flint's film debut.
I didn't know this was her first movie. So this is before Jack was fucking her.
Yeah. This is before the Jack Cockleson, yeah. I know her from some films, too. Holy shit. Damn. I'm going to have to look it up here in a minute. Realizing early on the CGI would take over the film-making process eventually, Gary Sherman wanted to film Poltergeist 3 entirely without any CGI and instead with real on-set special effects. It took him an entire year of planning all setups, and every single scene was storyboarded.
Oh. Interesting.
In the credits, the film is dedicated to Heather O'Rourke, of course.
Awesome.
The theme running throughout this movie is that the mirrors contain the spirits, meaning there are many shots with everything is reflected perfectly, except for one startling aberration. This was achieved via a few different methods, such as split screen and traveling mats. However, the most commonly used method was room doubling. The mirror isn't there. There is a perfect mirror image room connected to the foreground one that begins where the mirror should be, and the actors have body doubles with their backs to cameras who imitate their motions. A metronome was running throughout those body double scenes in order to help the performers act in synchronous God damn it. Synchronicity. A simple theatrical technique done well that repeatedly gives an unnerving paranormal effect. It's also a great police album.
I was about to say that's a fabulous police album.
One of my
that
favorites.
We listened to the last time I saw you. We were in Orlando.
Correct. It's a great travel album. It's one of the greatest albums ever written, I think, in my opinion.
That's great.
Zelda Rubinstein had to leave the production midway because of her mother's death. That's awful. According to the film, a supervising dialogue editor, Corey Burton, smoked half a pack of cigarettes before recording his lines as Henry Kane in order to achieve the required raspy quality, and then kept smoking throughout the recording session. That's pretty hardcore. Lack of funding for the film compromised the story, and at least 10 to 15% of the script was unfortunately never filmed. The original script was 117 pages, which could have been a 2-hour film. Director Gary Sherman felt that the movie was too short. This was due to the budgetary constraints, and therefore 17 pages from the movie script were never filmed. Explaining why some parts of the film feel unfinished or rushed, the editors had to stitch together a vaguely coherent story out of what little footage they had to work with. In this film, Carol Ann's name is spoken a total of 121 times, which I know this is why...
Jeez.
One of the main reasons why I remember from this is that Siskel and Ebert gave it 2 thumbs down. That was like the main thing they complained about, was the name calling and stuff. Much is said about the ridiculous number of times that the name Carol Ann is spoken in the movie, but in most of those instances it's a somewhat distant-sounding, ghostly voice of the antagonist, speaking her voice in order to coax her into a particular direction, or the name spoken by people running around looking for her. Meanwhile, the entire movie's plot has people running around looking for Carol Ann, who is lost in the mirror, seems to be there when she isn't. In other words, most of the time Carol Ann is spoken in the movie, it occurs off-screen, while action is occurring on-screen. End critics explain that the role of Reverend Kane had originally been portrayed by Julian Beck. This is the only film in the trilogy that did not receive any Oscar nominations.
Interesting.
The producers were granted permission to use the John Hancock Tower in Chicago for shooting, providing that none of the building's residents would be disturbed. The 60-person crew took 4 weeks just to figure out the logistics, and ultimately the tenants never even noticed the film was shooting there. It's insane. Although most of the film is set in Chicago's John Hancock Center, the shopping area and parking garages seen in the film do not exist in the Hancock Center, so that's the answer to that. That was... The shopping area, especially the escalators seen immediately before the art gallery sequence, is across the street in the Water Tower Place shopping mall. The parking garage is definitely not the Hancock Center's. It was filmed in a high-rise dual tower complex called Oakbrook Terrace in a suburb of west of Chicago. So there's your answer to that. The mall thing is actually across the street. A challenge for the marketing team, who had to compile advertisements shortly after Heather O'Rourke passed away, was to make sure it didn't look like the filmmakers at MGM were trying to exploit her death. It took a while for that to happen, if I remember correctly, for them to actually... Add. Okay. We're good. Director Gary Sherman was intent on testing Heather O'Rourke's acting skills for this film, while Carol Ann is the main character throughout the film, so she isn't given much to do in terms of dramatic moments and scenes. Sherman wrote several pages of script giving her actual dialogue, character interactions, and development to which O'Rourke approved of. Sadly, most of these scenes could not be filmed when the budget was unexpectedly slashed. Even though Stephen, Diane, and Robbie don't appear in the film, they are mentioned by name by several characters, most notably by Carol Ann, Pat, and Bruce. Tangina also says that she got her necklace from a powerful medicine man who walked among the spirits, an obvious reference to Taylor and Poltergeist 2, The Other Side. Interestingly enough, Carol Ann's sister, Dana, is once again never mentioned by name. This was likely done out of respect for the deceased actress, Dominique Dunn. As a result, over the dozen pages worth of script not being able to be filmed...
What fucking ad is this? This is weird.
Due to budget cuts, Gary Sherman...
NBCmouse.com.
The fuck is that?
I don't know. I'm back on.
Okay. He's got a pot of coffee here. Pot of coffee?
Yep.
Okay. Gary Sherman's initial cut of the film that had been submitted to MGM was a mere 80 minutes long, deciding that the film was too short to be theatrically released.
Actually, on my screen, it's people getting dropped off at school.
That's where I'm at right now, too.
Okay.
They're in a fucking van.
Yeah.
Deciding that the film was too short to be theatrically released, Sherman was forced by the studio to reinsert several moments of end scenes that he otherwise would have cut just to pad out the runtime. The script was 8 inches thick because it laid out the storyboards, camera movements, and technical setups. Steve Fake, I hope that's right, screenwriter of horror classic When a Stranger Calls, was brought in to do a few uncredited rewrites to the script during pre-production. Interesting. When director Gary Sherman was approached by MGM to do this film, he initially refused, but wound up doing it as a favor to his mentors at MGM. He had 3 stipulations. It had to be filmed in Chicago, it had to be filmed at the John Hancock Center, and all the special effects had to be practical. It seems like he got all his wishes. Although there was an internet rumor that Jerry Goldsmith was originally contracted to score this film, but quit due to budget cuts, and then supposedly his unused P3 score later in The Haunting, this rumor is untrue. Goldsmith was unhappy with the results of Poltergeist 2: The Other Side, and did not have an intent in doing the third film. Also, it's clear that MGM did not want to spend the extra money they knew it would cost to hire Goldsmith, considering that Poltergeist 3 was being made on a lower budget than the last film. Ultimately, Poltergeist 3 was scored by Joe Renzetti, who Gary Sherman recommended, having worked with Renzetti previously on his other low-budget movies. We'll wrap this up here. There's a lot. 200,000 square feet of film sets were built, including the recreation of the 3 floors of the John Hancock Center, both for exterior and interior shots. The apartment was a set, and the hallway and the staircase scenes were filmed on a set. The roof of the John Hancock Center was used extensively. The swimming pool scene was also filmed on location. Director Gary Sherman and his girlfriend were both dotting on Heather O'Rourke during filming. They would regularly take her out to dinner and spend time together. Carol Ann has a speak and spell on her bed. The Texas Instruments handheld computer game made famous. It was already popular in E.T., which was
thank you very much.
which was the sister production of Steven Spielberg's Poltergeist. Producer David E. Kelly has quite a connection to this film. He cast Tom Skerritt and Zelda Rubinstein in the Emmy Award-winning TV drama Picket Fences after seeing them together in this film. The character of Skerritt's daughter was played by Holly Mary Combs on the show. That character is reminiscent in character and physicality to Laura Flynn Boyle's character, Donna Gardner, in this film, who portrayed another famous Donna on Twin Peaks, a show that heavily influenced Fences. Nancy Allen was originally cast to portray the town's mayor in Season 2 of Picket Fences, but had to drop out due to her contractual obligations to appear in RoboCop 2 and 3. That role was then filled by Leigh Taylor-Young.
Corey, I'll tell you one thing that you don't want in this world is not having good car insurance.
Yeah.
Liberty Mutual car insurance. Get great insurance for your home, rental apartment, or car. You can request a free quote or enter your zip code. If you want to call them directly, call 844-349-8391. Again, Liberty Mutual, a great sponsor here on Phantasm Podcast.
Insurance, there's a little number you'll never forget. Did you know that Liberty Mutual
Thank you very much.
Liberty Mutual Insurance, kids. Check it out.
Fuck. Jesus
We
Christ.
like to have sponsors. We've got a real good sponsor now, Liberty Mutual Insurance.
We do. Speaking of Liberty Mutual Insurance, the working title for this film was We're Back, Poltergeist Continues. So glad they didn't do that.
Oh, God.
It's pretty bad.
It's like that We're Back, a dinosaur story.
Right, which I do love. I have that on Blu-ray. But
No, it's amazing, but when you say We're Back, I immediately go to that cartoon.
that's what I think of, too, yeah. It's pretty funny. There was Reverend
She's my
Kane.
favorite part of the movie, that lady right there. I love her.
Yeah.
She's always like, Carol Ann.
Yeah, Carol Ann. Isn't that her grandma?
No, she's the chick from the first film. She's the fucking...
Oh, yeah.
The psychic chick.
Psychic, yeah.
She's like, Carol Ann, you got demons in your head, darling. But I think she's deceased too, which is really depressing. But.
Yeah. In March '89, Fairfield Research Inc., a video trade advertising study, the commercial for the video cassette release of this film featuring Bobo, as Robert Well from Moonstruck, was the #1 most recalled TV spot by video retailers in its release period.
It's weird.
Bizarre. The light that Dr. Lesh spoke about in the Poltergeist that appeared at the climax of Poltergeist 2, The Other Side, and that Tangina mentions at the end of this film may derive from war stories that pilots claim to have seen in combat, or what people have claimed to have witnessed during near-death experiences. Is that Tangina? Is that old lady?
Yeah.
Okay. Word.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah. That has to be her, yeah. Tangina. Yeah, it's Zelda Rubinstein.
Yeah.
Very cool.
She's great.
And she died in... Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, she's been dead for a long time, I think.
It'll be this Thursday when she died, like in 2010.
Oh, God.
So it's pretty close to the time. So 13 years ago this Thursday.
One of the horror conventions I went to eons ago, she was supposed to have been and had to cancel for health reasons, which sucks.
Yeah, it does suck.
But, shit, I'm not that she canceled, but just that I never got to meet her. I thought it would have been cool. But whatever.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to see who this guy is.
I think we should go visit Chuck Schuldiner.
You want to do it? You want to do the Altering the Future?
Let's do it, man. I'm actually excited to do the music for this one.
Okay, this is 1988. We're going to go back to 1988 on this episode's Altering the Future.
Altering the future!
Now, if you've never tuned into Phantasm before, you have. You always know the whole spiel. Altering the Future will take you back to the time of the film we're currently watching, this being 1988. So I cover the movies from 1988, and the Doctor will cover the music releases from 1988, and sometimes adult film, depending on the day. You
make it because I didn't do it last time. So.
Yeah, and I know, whether we always do this, even if we've done it a billion times or not, it's just always fun to do this. I'll start with one real quick that I actually watched recently that I hadn't seen. It was Vampire's Kiss with Nicolas Cage.
It's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. If you go into it not expecting anything, it's a dark comedy. That's what it's ruled as, but it's very... And there's a hand coming out of the fucking... Holy shit. Just need some coffee. The Reverend Kane. There you go. Yeah, it's a bizarre-ass movie, but it's hilarious. It's one of Nicolas Cage's best movies. Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. You got Who Framed Roger Rabbit. You got The Land Before Time, which Heather O'Rourke was also in. She played Ducky, which I loved. Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School. You got Oliver and Company. Got My Neighbor Totoro. Got Beetlejuice. You got Scrooged. Nightmare on Elm Street 4. I Got an Ad. God damn it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4. The Dream Master. Twins. Short Circuit 2. Friday the 13th Part 7. The New Blood. Okay, I'm back already for some reason. Yeah, it was like 2 second long. Willow. Killer Clowns from Outer Space, Critters 2, Child's Play, License to Drive,
Love it.
The Blob, which if you guys want to hear our very first episode on Phantasm, which we might revisit this year,
We are going to revisit.
stay tuned. Stay tuned for our sixth year.
We're going to do it.
Sixth year. The first episode we ever did was The Blob, 1988, so we're going to redo that. Just be on the lookout for our wonderful anniversary episode. Big with Tom Hanks, The Naked Gun, The Night Before with Keanu Reeves, Mac and Me, Big Top Pee-wee, Cocoon The Return,
Fucking Mac and Me. What a...
yeah, it's weird. Richard Pryor, Moving, Return of the Killer Tomatoes, Crocodile Dundee 2, Caddyshack 2, which I love. Thank you, Doctor, for showing me that movie.
It's really good.
Die Hard, Red Heat, Bloodsport. That's a West classic.
That is a West classic. And
Yep.
probably
It's probably your favorite
my
this
favorite.
year.
I love me some Van Damme, man.
It's good stuff.
I've never gotten tired of it. I grew up with the shit. I love it. It's my favorite stuff in the world. Someone the other day, real quick, was sitting there giving me shit for not liking Jackie Chan, and I was like, just give me Van Damme.
Right. Oh, yeah, all
I don't
day.
like Jackie Chan. I just don't like him. I think he's clowny and goofy. I don't like him.
Yeah.
I like serious martial arts stuff. That is not serious to me. I love Van Damme. I know it's cheesy to probably a lot of younger people. Don't care. Love it.
One that we actually popped up onto we were looking at stuff, Red Scorpion, came out in 88 with Lundgren.
Good movie.
Action Jackson, which I love, Carl Weathers.
Love it.
Above the Law, Steven Seagal.
It's a good one.
Missing in Action 3, Chuck Norris. So there's a lot of good
It's
action
terrible,
shit.
but it's fun.
It is. Midnight Run, great movie.
One of my, actually, that probably supersedes that.
Yeah, it's a good one.
That and Heat and their Todd are my favorite two De Niro movies ever.
Yeah.
Those movies are both great. If you guys have the Peacock app, you can watch Midnight Run on there in high definition, and it's just a beautiful movie. I love it.
It's good shit. Here's two more West classics. You got Rambo 3 and The Deadpool with Clint Eastwood. Part of the
Okay, so I don't have a favorite. All of those I love.
yeah.
That's my favorite Clint Eastwood movie besides Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I love The Deadpool.
This
I
is
don't
just
think it's on Tubi anymore. It was on there for months. What a great fucking movie.
this is just
That
your-
movie, Liam Neeson,
Yeah.
Guns N' Roses. I mean, it's Jim Carrey. He's the fucking fake singer for Guns N' Roses. The
Yeah.
guy actually like playing guitar in it or something.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And it was before Guns N' Roses had blown up. So it's really
Yeah.
love the movie. It's a great fucking film. It's the last Dirty Harry movie he ever did. It's
Yeah.
the shit. That movie's hilarious. And it's violent. It's awesome.
It's good stuff. Maniac Cop, got Hell Comes to Frogtown with the late and great Roddy Piper.
Yep, it's a good movie.
This is a Dr. West year, 1988. We got Young Guns.
Oh God, like I said, I can't. All of these are
They're West
Sealed
classics.
and Delivered. That's such a great. Young Guns 2 is terrible. The first Young Guns is incredible.
Yeah. Oh, you got Zombie 3. Let's see, there's just weird listing here. They're not really in any kind of...
I love Rambo 3 too. Rambo 3 is a really good movie.
You got Parents. You got Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers.
That one's fun.
Waxwork, which is one we've done.
Love it.
You got Sleepaway Camp 2, which is a turd.
Can't deal with any of those
Here's
movies.
another
Thank you.
West favorite, The Nest.
No, thank you.
What else? You got Akira, which if you hate anime, that's like the only film I would ever recommend, even if you don't. That's a great movie.
I can't deal with it. I know people don't understand. The anime stuff just don't know.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's outside of all that. That's like the only one I'd be like, okay.
I remember it being crammed on me by my buddy a long time ago, and I just can't do it.
Oh, I'm sure. Great film though. Monkey Shines. That scared the shit out of me when I was little. Still does. Rain Man. Got
I hate
Cocktail.
that movie.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's a terrible movie.
It's bad. Cocktail. Tom Cruise. Love you, Tom.
Can't deal with that one either. I love Tom, but I hate that movie.
Brain Damage. Gorillas in the Mist. Well, that was a big one for some reason.
These are all thumbs down from Dr. West.
Yep, thumbs down. And I guess Well, no, we got some more. We got Hellraiser, Hellbound. That's the second film. It sucks. Phantasm 2. It's great. Everyone hates it. I think it's probably my favorite.
That's a good movie.
Serpent in the Rainbow.
It's a really good Wes Craven movie.
It is. Howling 4.
It's terrible.
Got Night of the Demons.
I think that movie's overrated, but I like it okay.
Yeah, that's all right. What else? What else? Which one?
Are they at the museum on your screen?
Yes. Oh, it's like an art gallery thing.
You know what I mean? Whatever.
Layer of the White Worm. Return of the Living Dead Part 2.
I don't like that movie.
It's pretty bad, as you can expect. Got The Brain, Dead Heat. It's just a bunch of crap. What else we got? There was one other thing.
That's a good movie.
There's one other thing.
You're talking about the thing with Joe Piscopo. I love that movie.
Yeah, Dead Heat's good. 976 Evil.
Love it.
Let's see. What's the other? Well, whatever. I guess I'll just go with my last one, and that is They Live.
Yeah, I mean, that again.
Yep.
I don't have a favorite movie. There's too many. I grew up on all that stuff. I love every movie you just mentioned when I spoke about it in a positive light. So.
Yep. Yeah, a lot of bangers in '88. Really, really good year for movies.
Bloodsport is really good.
Young Guns is great. Rambo 3 is great. Midnight Run's great. They Live is great. I mean, all that stuff.
Yeah, they're all great.
It's good stuff. But that covers the movies. If there's any we left out, you can listen to our other 88 episodes, and I probably listed other ones. So there you go. And now on to the music here. Courtesy.
Now with the music, I only list stuff that I like. So if you don't like that, then you might want to fast forward through this segment.
Let's hear it.
Here we go. These are all things I own or have owned or love. Malaya Rage, Kill to Survive. Underrated band. I believe they're from the Boston area.
Never heard
of
it.
One of my favorite thrash bands. Huh?
Who was it?
Malaya Rage.
Never heard them.
Love them.
I'll have to check it out.
This company put out a bunch of reissues of their stuff, and I spent a fortune on buying them. I'm a huge fan.
Nice.
Let's continue on. And again, there's going to be stuff you're like, oh, he didn't mention that. Well, it's because I don't like it. Quiet Riot's self-titled album QR.
Nice.
Which Kevin DeBro was not on vocal duties on this. It was the I can't think of the cat's name, but it was the vocalist from oh shit, I can't think of the other band he was in. But anyway, it's a great album. Hurricane's album Over the Edge, which their vocalist is now and has been forever for like, I don't know, 10 years in Foreigner.
Nice.
But it has Rudy Sarzo's brother, the bass player for Quiet Riot, and Whitesnake on guitar in there. So it's a really good fucking record. I'm a huge fan of it. Forbidden Evil, their debut album. Bay Area thrash at its best.
Good shit.
Hands down, my favorite Bay Area thrash band ever exist. Fun fact about Forbidden, Rob Flynn was an original member of that band before he joined Violence.
It's pretty awesome.
Ozzy Osbourne's No Rest for the Wicked, underrated album. I fucking love it.
It's is it the first Zakk Wylde album?
It is.
Nice. That's good. It's got good stuff on it.
Pestilence, Malleus Mavacarium.
It's a good one.
It whips ass. It's got Corey's vocalist on it that he likes from Pestilence before he left.
It's fixed, yeah.
It's good shit. The debut album from Bullet Boys, huge fan of the band.
Good
Love
stuff.
them, think they're great. My favorite album from Anthrax, State of Euphoria. Nothing touches it. It's the best thing they ever fucking did.
Amen.
That's just my opinion. Kicks Blow My Fuse, more hairband shit, love it. King Diamond Them, love it.
It's good shit.
A rarity. A lot of people don't like this album. I do. I actually physically own it. It's worth about $200. Celtic Frost, Cold Lake.
Yep.
The debut album from Danzig. Love it. Everyone knows, listen to this podcast. I love Danzig. Erie Vaughn's on this podcast every fucking year. I love him for Halloween. God bless you, Erie Vaughn, and I love Danzig. Love that album. It's fucking kicks ass. It's great. Moving on. What we got here? Death Leprosy. A lot of people don't like that album. Don't give a shit. Think it's great. Had it when it was brand new. And fun fact for you kids, it came out the day after my birthday. It came out August 12th, 1988.
Amazing.
The debut album from Winger. Must be a Winger episode. Came out August 10th. Huge fan of the band. Love that album. It's fucking kicks ass. It's great. Love it. One of my favorite records from my childhood, Coroner's Punishment for Decadence.
So good.
Incredible record. A lot of people label them as thrash. I consider them a death metal band. Call it what you want. Punishment for Decadence, 1988. It's great. One of my favorite records ever made, the self-titled debut from Rigor Mortis.
Oh, yeah.
July 19th, 1988. It's a great album.
It's good shit.
Kicks ass. If you've never listened to it, go listen to it. Overkill's Under the Influence. Great album. It's got Drunken Wisdom on there. It's one of my favorite songs. It's really, really good. The best album ever from Death Angel, Frolic Through the Park. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
It's my fucking favorite. That album fucking rules. Kicks ass. Buy it. It's great. Let's see here. Moving on. This is a weird one, but I love it. My favorite album from Striper, In God We Trust. It's a great album. Love it. Think it kicks ass. Violence, Eternal Nightmare. Speaking of Bay Area thrash, good record. Is it forbidden? No, it's not. Moving on. My favorite album from Nuclear Assault, Survive.
Yeah.
June 13th, 1988. That album fucking rules. Why don't you think for yourself?
Damn right. Good shit.
It is incredible. Love the band. Think they're great. Funny enough, just had this guy on a few months ago on Godless Heathens. You can check out the interview with the vocalist. Ravens, Nothing Exceeds Like Excess, and has my favorite lyric by the band. It says, God, what is the, I can't remember. God, what is the lyric for that? Oh, come on, give me a fucking break. Anyway, which I wish everybody would just give me a fucking break. The debut album, more hair band stuff from Brittany Fox. Love this band. They sound like fucking Nazareth, kind of. I love them. I saw Brittany Fox in concert. They were really loud. I know that's weird, but I love all this stuff. If you're into that kind of shit, check out Godless Heathens, where I kind of delve into some of that stuff. Love this debut album from Brittany Fox. It kicks ass. It's great. Vinnie Moore's Time Odyssey, which is a guitar virtuoso album from Vinnie Moore. A lot of you may know him from UFO. He's in UFO. He replaced Michael Schenker.
I have an ad. Sorry.
He's a virtuoso guitarist. That's a great album. There's no vocals on it. It's all just instrumental.
Ad. Sorry. Ad. Hershey's Kisses. Ad.
Let's see here. Van Halen's OU812. Love the guitar playing on this album. Rest in peace, Edward Van Halen. You're the best guitar player to ever live on this planet. Marty Friedman and Jason Becker's Cacophony. Go Off.
Nice.
It's a great album. It's a bunch of noodling and stuff. It's fucking rules. It's really good. Pantera's fucking power metal. It is a unofficial release from Pantera that you would have to listen to as a bootleg. It's quite good. The best album Flotsam and Jetsam ever did, No Place for Disgrace.
Yeah.
The Jones, which is an instrumental on that album, was the first thing, fun fact, that I ever learned to play on drums and bass.
Nice. I'm back on the movie.
Blind Guardians, Battalions of Fear. Very early power metal. Those guys don't get any credit. They're an amazing power metal band. I love them. Just think they're great. Vinnie Vincent, Invasion.
Good shit.
And this is All Systems Go. It has the song Love Kills on it from Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4.
Correct.
It's a great record. You should check it out. It's awesome. The best album, in my opinion, Testament ever did, The New Order.
Oh, yeah.
My favorite album from 1988, Queensryche's Operation Mindcrime.
Love
Nothing
it.
touches it.
Love it.
Nothing compares to it. It's progressive rock with metal and just over-the-top lyrics and a conspiracy and just what a great album.
Probably one of the
Rest in
best
peace.
concept albums as well, like period.
Yeah, it's incredible. But for metal, it was like a new thing, and they used Peter Collins, who worked with Rush. It's just a great album.
It is.
Warrell Dane, rest in peace. Sanctuary's Refuge Denied
So good.
came out that year. It's incredible. It's such a great fucking album. I love Sanctuary. Was happy we got Warrell on before something happened to him. I think it fucking kicks ass.
Yeah, he was so great to talk to. And did American Werewolf in London at his request, and it was so much fun to do. And
yeah, it was awesome.
Cool dude. Rest in peace.
Fate's Warning, No Exit. Tried to get one of their founders on this podcast. It never happened. We do need to dig out the interview I did with Ray, their vocalist. For whatever reason at the time, I didn't want to do it because I didn't get Jim Matthias, which pissed me off. I'm a huge fan of like prog rock and metal, so I love, of course, Fate's Warning, No Exit, great album. the debut album from Kingdom Come. Their vocalist Lenny Wolf is a German badass. I love him. He's been in multiple bands. Kingdom Come's probably his most successful outing that he ever did. A huge fan of his. Love to get him on the podcast. I'm a huge fan of Lenny Wolf. Vicious Rumors, Digital Dictator. Had Jeff Thorpe on the podcast. Probably going to get him again here in like a month. Hopefully, if I can get that worked out, or Corey can get that worked out for me.
Absolutely.
Have Jeff Thorpe back on from Vicious Rumors. Huge fan.
Great interview too. Be sure to check it out on Godless Heathens, our
Yeah.
other podcast. Definitely
Lita
check it out.
Ford, her debut album, or not debut album, but one of her later records, Lita, which blew her up. She did like a duet on there with Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah.
I love that record when it came out. It was just a lot of fun. And let's see, that is it for music. Now, if I've got time, do I have time?
We need to do some Triple X flicks.
I am.
We can pull out a few of them. Yeah. Kind of into this movie hard right now. It's actually kicking up
Here
here.
we go. Weekend Delights. A little interracial sex, a little gangbang action.
Come to me, Caroline. Caroline!
Angel Puss.
That has to be good.
Saddle Tramp.
It's a bunch of horse riding sluts.
Candy's little sister Sugar.
Damn.
Susie Cream Cheese. Anthony Spinelli's Dirty Girls.
Very nice.
That's actually a good movie. I've seen that.
It's a good horny movie.
Yeah, the Dirty Girls, the Anthony Spinelli thing. Anthony Spinelli did some really nasty porn movies when I was growing up. If you had Peter North jizzing in Chick's face, his gallon of cum, you can't really go wrong.
Which Peter North is a huge Broken Hope fan. He loves death metal, so shout out to Peter North. Death metal.
Are you serious?
Yeah. He's like listed and credited on that Omen of Disease album.
That's insane.
And he's like friends with Jeremy, and he's like a huge fan of Broken Hope. I don't know about any other bands, but he supports Broken Hope, so that's pretty insane.
God,
so
that's fucking weird.
shout out
I never
to
knew.
Peter North and his gallons of fucking cum. Good for you, dude.
Here we go. Filet-o breast. Grind, if you can believe that. There's a porno movie called Grind. From
It's just weird. We were talking about that before we started recording that skateboard movie from 2003. It's wild.
Lay Down and Deliver. Pleasure Principle. Phone Mates. Hot Pink with Chocolate Brown. Miss Moscow. The Catwoman. That Catwoman movie is nasty. Like nasty hot, not nasty bad.
Yeah.
Top Heavy. I Love You, Molly Flynn.
I think it's top heavy.
Sex Aliens.
So is top heavy a dwarf fucker classic?
No, it has nothing to do with that. It's just I guess just big tits. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes more sense.
Prom Girls. Once Upon a Temptress. Pillow Man. Do one more. Hold on.
Oh.
Part-Time Stewardess. Final Taboo. It's like one of the many taboo movies. Those are always hot.
Yeah.
The Bitches of Westwood.
A play on the Tim Curry movie, which I think was a TV film, The Witches of Eastwick. That's pretty funny.
No, that's not a Tim. That's a Dickelson movie.
Oh, I thought it was Tim Curry for some reason.
Nope.
Weird. Continue.
Instead of Dirty Dancing, it's called Fucky Dancing. Little Red Riding Slut. Love for Sex. The Love Game. A Girl Named Sam. Asses.
They made like 2,000 of those. It was like Asses 2000 in space.
She-Male Toga Party. Aerobic Sex.
That's a good name for a death metal band. Its name is She-Male Toga Party. That's incredible. That's A+.
Penis Express. A Touch of Pleasure. Caught from Behind. Painting at the Opera. Excuse me, panting. Excuse me, panting at the Opera. Makes more sense.
Yeah.
Gulp.
That would be a good one.
Rags to Riches.
If you do one in the early 90s, you can do Gulp Friction. That'd be a good one.
Tight End. The 11th Commandment. We got a little crazy stuff. Phone Mates. Sinners. Magic Pool.
As we see the swimming pool scene here, 44th floor.
Night Shift Nurses. Asses in Uniforms. Miami Spice 2. Miami Spice 2 is where I'm going to stop. That movie is fucking nasty. Amber Lynn getting fucking oh, by the way, Miami Spice Part 1 is where this comes from. Oh yeah, swallow the damn thing.
That's what that's from. Okay.
Yep, Randy West getting blown by Amber Lynn in Miami. Well, not Part 2. This is Part 2 from '88. Part 1's like 85 or 86. He's like, oh yeah, swallow the damn thing. I remember being a little kid going, God, this is great. You know. Anyway, so there's just some porn from '88. We'll just stop with Miami Spice with Part 2 with swallow the damn thing, even though it's
amazing.
technically Part 1.
Ah, that's funny. I was gonna say that when I was trying to think of who Dr. Seaton was in this film, it's actually pretty crazy. I knew I recognized him for something, but before when I recognized him, and I didn't know what else he did. He wrote Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer, which is insane. It's like one of the only things he did after this film, which is a very overrated movie. I just thought it was cool that he wrote that. I just thought it was weird that he's in this film acting. And what I think I recognize him from, he was uncredited, but he plays Tom in Maximum Overdrive, and I do remember that. So that's where I've seen his face before. And he was Fink in the Untouchables TV series in '94. So I just think that's very weird. But awesome.
You know what else is weird? How many people, what they pay each month for car insurance. Liberty Mutual offers lots of different rates for lots of different circumstances. Liberty Mutual can save you up to 10% a month on your car insurance. Liberty Mutual Insurance, proud sponsor here this week at FANTASM Podcast.
Yeah, they're a great sponsor. You know, they really do a lot for us, and we're happy to showcase them this week on this Poltergeist 3 episode.
Yeah, because kind of like our payment plan for doing the ads, it will be like a Poltergeist.
Right.
It's there, but you'll never see it. So.
This is weird about Laura Flynn.
I've got ads.
Ads. Tom Skerritt smoking a cigarette in the art gallery like a fucking badass. Dressed like
See,
James
I have
Bond.
to sit and do this stuff because if I don't, because it'll just switch on me without me noticing.
Yeah.
Because I was staring at I was doing my Liberty Mutual bid.
So Lara
Liberty Mutual and interrupted by actual real commercials.
So Laura Flynn Boyle, her first technical movie, she was a character named Heather in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, but her scenes were deleted. So this is actually her first.
Okay, I'm back and they're eating dinner.
Film debut. They're eating their Phantasm dinner. Okay, I gotta skip ahead a second then. Okay, here we go.
Are they eating dinner? Or no? He's at a party. It just showed like a buffet table and Tom Skerritt smoking a cigarette.
Yes, he's sitting with.
Let me just give you a time marker so we can get caught up here.
I have it. He's
48:58.
What is it?
48:58.
Okay.
Let me know when you're at 48:58.
I'm there. I'm right there. We're good.
Okay.
Abby's finishing a cigarette. She was Stacy in Wayne's World. That's definitely where I've also seen her. Besides Twin Peaks, I mean, I know she's on that.
Who?
Laura Flynn Boyle. Yeah.
So let me tell you the most disturbing movie. This is for you, Corey, and for our audience listening. If you want to see a disturbing movie, Corey, for you, it's realistically going to make you think about someone that you were with for a long time.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Watch a movie called Threesome with her in it.
Oh, okay.
That movie is fucking disturbing.
And that movie has Stephen Baldwin.
Listening to this, if you go watch it, I'm not saying because of anything sexual with it. I just think the movie is just straight up disturbing.
It's Stephen Baldwin. Interesting.
It is a very fucked up movie. That's all I'm going to say about it.
All right.
But again, it mentally, nothing that's going on in the movie sexually, but mentally that movie is just, it's just a mind fuck to watch it.
Yeah. Well, noted. I'll watch that. Maybe it's on something streaming.
I don't know, but I'm telling you, it's fucked up. It's a very weird movie.
It's just hard to kind of Google threesome, you know what I mean? So I have to be careful with my wording on that. It came out in 1994. She also did 2 other films that year. She did Baby's Day Out and The Road to Wellville. Oh, let's see.
Now, not allowed for our listeners, but you should read a synopsis of it before you move on, and I'll talk for a minute.
Okay, let me see.
Because it is, yeah. Tom Skerritt, love him. Of course, when I see Tom Skerritt, I think Top Gun.
Yeah, same here.
Great in that movie. 2 years prior to this, we've got some.
Got some Portal action here.
Yep.
Got some ice monster. It looks like ice cum. I don't know. Ice jizz monster. That's actually pretty. It's very bizarre.
Bukkake ice.
Yeah. Ugh. That's the more you look at it, it's not even ice at all. It's just straight fucking load. It's fucking load on them. God damn. Oh, that's actually pretty disturbing.
That's 3, the nut.
The nutting. That's fucking disgusting.
The nut.
Ugh. Yeah, there's Dr. Seaton there. The Richard Fire. It's just bizarre. What happened? He just came up.
Synopsis on that?
Not yet. I was looking it up here.
You should. It's fucked up. Anyway, but yeah, this movie, I remember watching this a lot on HBO when it was probably a year old. I had a friend of mine that had HBO, and I'd go to his house, and we'd always watch fucking movies and shit. And when I was growing up, it was weird because this movie was always fucking on there. I don't know why. They would never show the fucking original or the second one. They would always show this one. It was really weird. I think it's because this movie's like PG or PG-13.
Yeah.
And they would show it during like the middle of the day on HBO. It was really odd.
Huh.
But I saw it a bunch, and I'll tell you something really weird. I've probably seen this movie more, as much as I love the first film. It's one of my favorite horror movies, but especially it's kind of like Friday the 13th Part 1. It's just kind of grown on me a lot over the years, you know.
Sure, yeah.
Poltergeist. But what I was going to say is this movie specifically, I've seen more than Part 2 or Part 1 because it was just on a lot when I was growing up.
Yeah.
It wasn't even by choice. It was just, you know, it was on a lot, so I watched it.
I saw this before Top Gun, so this is always what I remember Tom Skerritt from, is this film.
Interesting.
Yeah, but now, you know, as many times...
And of course, Alien.
Alien
fans out there.
Of course.
Tom's obviously in that.
Yeah, but as many times as I've seen Top Gun and Alien, like, this is always the one I remember him in. Like, my first thought is Bruce from Poltergeist 3, which is very bizarre, but it's just the first movie I saw him in.
You were probably, wherever you were growing up, you were probably catching a lot of what I'm talking about. A lot of this was just a movie that was shown a lot.
Yeah, it was shown a lot, especially HBO.
I don't think this movie made a lot of money at the box office. I mean, you feel free to correct me on that, but it just, I know it was all over, like, television.
No, this is low budget as shit, and I don't think it made much. It's like the lowest of the three, obviously. God, she looks fucked when she's like the Reverend Cain Carroll. She's like, rrr. It's very... This film's got some disturbing practical effects. It's very good as far as that. Like, none of the with the other two, I think the second one's a lot of fun. It's not really scary to me. The first one's pretty kooky. It's fun too, but this one's actually got some pretty disturbing scenes in it. Honestly, like it's not as comfortable of a watch as the other two are. I think because of the way they shot it and everything. There's just a lot of scenes where I'm not just like, ooh, that's cool. I'm more like, not really grossed out. I'm just kind of like, ugh, Like, there's a lot of scenes of this that are... It's not hard to watch. I don't really know how to describe it. It's not very pleasant either, Very good effects here.
I think it's interesting they didn't want to come back for a third movie when they did a sequel, I mean, that sequel is not as good as the first film.
No, it's not. I think as far as the way it was filmed, maybe just they didn't make any money off those films, and actors like that, they probably want to get into more important roles and not just do horror. I just think it's weird
that they didn't come back. I've never understood people. It's like, oh, I did that sequel, but I'm not going to do that sequel. It's like, really?
Right. Well, I guess they figured this wouldn't be a trilogy. You'd have to do part 4 and part 5, and with the way that horror was going at the time, everything was on their part 4s or part 7s. So I mean, they probably just didn't want to keep.
They should have done it, man.
Yeah, I think they should have done it and just did the third ones. They didn't make other ones after this, But I bet they regretted it after. They have like this fake posters that
Mad Max poster.
Yeah, Mad Mac. That's funny. It's actually hilarious. But when Carol Ann passed away, I bet most of the actors that didn't come back probably regretted not doing it because they. I mean, I don't know. I'm not speaking for them, but you figure that they probably didn't want to do it because A, they weren't making money doing it, and B, they didn't want to be stuck in doing like all these sequels to over and over and over.
I'm going to tell you the truth.
So maybe they might have been like, oh shit, we probably should have done
it. Beth Williams, that's in the first movie and the second movie. But specifically, I'm talking about the first film.
Yeah.
When I was the kid, I remember her making me just hard as a rock. Like just a swollen cock. Like she, dude, I mean, oh my God, if I could have just smelled her butt back then, I would have fucking came all over myself. like I remember seriously having like one of my first boners from watching her in the first Poltergeist.
Bonergeist.
She's not even naked in it. She's just fucking hot.
Yeah.
I always thought she was sexy as fuck in that movie. And you got a Dr. Vincent West Bowl of the little boy in Poltergeist. So
you do.
Poltergeist is something we're going to have to watch on here because, like
I said, yeah.
There are so many West memories on that movie. It's 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, we definitely need to watch it. And if it goes back in the theaters again, we should do that.
Now, briefly, that movie. Well, I did. I totally went and saw it in the theater. But what I was going to say is like that movie's very controversial because there's people that say that Steven Spielberg directed it, even though Toby took the credit for directing it. There's a lot of controversy about that film.
Yeah.
There's a lot of controversy about that. And see, that's not the first time that's happened to Spielberg. Joe Dante, my favorite Joe Dante movie, hands down, is The Burbs. The Burbs is another movie where Spielberg has actually been accused of shooting some of the film.
Oh, that's weird.
It's really interesting. Like it's just interesting that if he like ghost directed something for some of these directors because he wanted it a certain way. I have no way of proving that. I'm just telling you these are just rumors about 2 of my favorite movies. But not this movie, but Poltergeist and The Burbs. But did Spielberg ghost direct some of those films? Who knows? I have no clue. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Because if you watch Poltergeist, it does not feel like a Toby Hooper movie.
No, it does not.
So it wouldn't surprise. Same as The Burbs. The Burbs doesn't really feel like a Joe Dante movie to me.
No.
It could be a Spielberg flick. Who knows? I have no way of proving it. This always freaked me the fuck out, this part. Are you watching her stare at that puddle?
Yeah. She's like, Carol Ann. Carol Ann.
This is fucked up.
Carol Ann, shout out number 90. Carol Ann. Yeah, it's freaky deaky. Oh no, the Richard Fire guy kind of looks like John Smoltz. He used to pitch for the Braves, and he commentates on Fox now. I kind of want to kick him in his nuts. It's another thing where it's like, it's not John Smoltz, thank God, but kind of want to kick him in his nuts.
Gotcha.
If you look up a picture of John Smoltz, you'll laugh your balls off. It's actually funny.
Gotcha.
That guy right there, the doctor guy.
Oh, right on, yeah.
I want to kick you in your Braves nuts. Yeah, this is weird. Love Zelda Rubinstein, though. She's cool as fuck.
Yeah, I mean, she's just consistent and cool in these movies. I can't say that about a lot of shit.
So tell us what to do. So they're trying to summon her.
Lives out here making a bunch of fucking noise.
Trying to summon her from the other side. Because she's stuck there. I always forget how little Zelda is. She's a tiny woman.
Leave the feature for a minute because I'm trying to figure
well,
out.
I'm on
an
an ad now, so.
Shit.
We got Chewy. Get your little doggies.
We'll get it synced up in a minute. Hold on.
This is the only ad, I think, too. It's about to come back on. Pet prescriptions delivered to your door. Chewy. For your little doggies.
People would stop fucking.
Now I'm back on.
Here, let's try to sync up. I'm sorry, I had to check something upstairs.
You're good. I'm at 1 hour and 14 seconds.
Hold on, are you paused?
Yeah, I'm paused.
Hold on a minute.
It's a wonderful scene of Tom and Nancy Allen.
I'm at 1 hour and 37 seconds.
Okay. 30.
Excuse me.
Okay, I'm good. Unpause.
Yeah, we're good. She's rubbing her medallion.
Yep. She's rubbing that medallion. Giving it a rub.
Oh, it's Joe Beth Williams that rubbed my young medallion when I was a kid. I would have really enjoyed that. Seriously, I don't know what it is about her. I watched that when they put it back in the theater and was sporting wood in that theater. Something about her. I don't know what it is about her. She's just fucking hot.
And she was on some episodes of the show Dexter, I'm pretty sure, which is cool. I don't remember which ones, but she was on that.
Joe Beth Williams?
Yeah, she was on that show, reoccurring.
Here, let me find, because she never did anything like dirty, but let me find a good photo of her and just send it to you.
Let's see.
I'm going to find one.
Before she grows up, youth is a strong life force. Okay, while you're doing that, I'm going to send you a picture of not Richard Pryor that's in this film.
Because you look her up now and she looks like a mongoloid.
Well, she's like 74 or something.
That's what I'm saying. She's old, but I'm saying when I was a kid, oh my God.
Some sick sprays back then. And now they're just walking through this parking garage, which, as we said earlier, was shot not close to where they were normally filming in this. It was like down the street or something from the apartment building. But now they're back in the Carol's room, and the door is back to normal. It's no longer poltergeisted, where it's all ripped apart and glowing blue shit and smoking. So, and there she is. She's just back in there with her speak and spell.
It's fucking weird.
No, but she's only in the mirrors, which is cool, how they're doing that. I like the mirror play in this film. I think it's very interesting. It's fun. It's just cool. Carol
This
Ann?
website is just fucking a turd. I found a great photo of her, but I can't get it to load because it's like, it's just being stupid. Fucking piece of shit.
Come back through the mirror, Tangina. You can come back through the mirror, Carol Ann. No, you come here. You come in the mirror. It's like, well, it's probably not Carol Ann there, buddy. She's about to go all Reverend Cain face on her. Which is disturbing just to see. One thing that's very disturbing and effective for me is seeing, especially little girls, when they have like old people faces. It's just fucking weird.
It's really weird.
And they've been doing it this whole movie where it's like, I'm Carol Ann. It's just like, very effective. The effects are good. It's very convincing. And to have a little girl with a dead old man face is even, yeah, there it is. It's just fucked up. Not a fan of it. They just kill Tangina? Ugh. They got some like... Oh, that's fucked up. Oh, well, there's Laura.
Yep, she looks like she's got demon spawns growing on her or something.
It's disgusting. Just came out of the Zelda body.
So just look up any photos of her from Poltergeist, I guess is what I'm trying to say. She's fucking odd.
Okay. Well, look at the doctor
She's
photo.
not, every time I try to look up stuff that show like a photo of her from right now, it's like, and it just makes me sad. I'm just like, ugh, you know.
Oh, that was gross, that scene. Just came out of like a fucking chalky corpse.
Yeah, it was gross.
Doesn't that look like that dude?
Yes, it does.
That's why I want to kick him in his nuts.
I understand that.
But I like him in this movie. It's fine, but it's reminiscent. It's like, I kind of want to kick you in the nuts. So you look like
I understand.
Braves pitcher.
I understand.
It's fine. Yeah, that part was really disgusting. Its effects are really good. Like I said, this movie may be a lot of things to people, but the effects are very good, and I like the actors in it.
Yeah, it's great.
And I like the Poltergeist storyline and all that stuff is pretty fun. Even if this is a stinker, which a lot of people would call it, I'm very entertained so far. It's got a lot of...
I think this movie's entertaining. But like I said, I think it's the first movie? No. But the second one, even though people love that movie, and I do too, it's not as good as the first one either. I mean, the first one is just shit. It's like one of my favorite movies, but it's...
Right.
I'm not trying to sell people on it. If people don't like it, they don't like it.
Right. I can't
if
take
people
these
do, cool. If you don't, that's okay too.
Yeah. There's a lot to appreciate with these films. They're fun, ghost movies, and that they're hard to make now because most of the time they're just not effective or good, and it's a lot of CGI now, and this was just the way they made these movies then is just you learn to appreciate them more now, seeing how films are made now, whereas the practical effects really make a difference in these type of movies back then because it's a lot freakier, it's a lot scarier if that's your thing, if you're scared of movies like this, but it's a lot more convincing to me to watch stuff like this. It's just you get good actors to play the roles and you get really good special effects, and it's a fun watch. It's not miserable like most ghost movies are now. Heavy CGI, just boring jump scare stuff. This isn't jump scare shit. It's just freaky. There's a lot of cool mirror effects in it and stuff like that.
It's some good shit.
Yeah, it's fun. It's interesting to see how it was made, and I think it holds up because of the effects and all that. It's not like the most amazing thing I've ever seen, but it's very cool.
It's just nostalgic for me, just because I watched the hell out of it as a kid. I mean, it's...
Yeah, me too. Like this, film I watched early.
I remember this one being on a lot. I remember it was on all the fucking time.
And it's a nostalgia thing, because I've had conversations with people, like, maybe it's just nostalgia and the movie's bad. It's like, well, that's what makes something good, is if you have good memories of it, then you watch it, whether it sucks or not. Nostalgia is a reason why movies that are bad can be good, because you have a connection with them that, oh shit, they just pushed John Smoltz off the elevator. Damn. There you go, Laura. What the fuck? That's interesting. I don't remember that. Just got fucking elevated. Yeah, he's toast. And the elevator just went up. God damn. That was crazy. See, now I'm just kind of confused. I don't even know what's going on in this movie. I think Reverend Cain's possessing these characters as they're coming back through the other side. They don't come back as themselves. Like, both of them are, like, possessed. So that's pretty cool. It's a cool little element. And she kills somebody, now they're just making out. It's wonderful. It's a good time. But yeah, with the whole nostalgia thing, like, you know, a lot of people complain. It's like, well, that movie sucked, and you only like it because it was this. Like, yeah, I do. You know, that's why nostalgia is a good thing in a lot of ways, because you learn to appreciate shit just because you enjoy the film. You know, ew, that's disgusting. Like, there's a lot of movies I love that I know most people don't like, or they're turds, but it's like, that doesn't mean shit to me, because I can put it on and have a good time watching it. Puts me in a good mood, you know.
Well, I mean,
I don't need a movie to be.
Add in 3, 2, 1, 0. Add.
Okay, paused. I don't need a movie to be good necessarily to like it. You know, there's a lot of movies that everyone likes that I don't like, and they spent millions of dollars on. You know, give me a movie like this all day over a lot of those big budget movies that sometimes aren't really good. You know, and this I have a connection with. I watched this very early in my horror movie introduction when I started watching movies, which Linda Blair had her birthday yesterday, so happy birthday to Linda Blair. You know, she's, you know, The Exorcist is the reason I started watching horror movies a lot, so this was one of them pretty close to the time I saw that. You know, this movie was on a lot, and is it good? No, Exorcist is. Exorcist is amazing, no matter what anyone would say bad about it. But, you know, a film like this is just a fun film to put on, I think.
Okay, I'm back on. Tom Skerritt in a stairwell.
I'm not there on mine. I'll have to sync it up. I think they're about to go to the stairwell here. They're still walking off. Yeah, there he is.
I'm at 110:19.
Okay, I'm there. I am there. Nancy Allen's running up.
Mm-hmm.
Running up the staircase. There's Tom Skerritt. Boom, boom, boom. It looked like the same fucking shot I just saw, where it's like they kind of used the same thing over, it looked like, where it was him going up the stairs, but it looked like he had already went up the stairs. I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah, I don't know.
This is a very interesting hallway, which I think they said this was a set. From what I read, this whole hallway thing is a set, and I think the scenes with the mirrors in that hallway were also a set. So there's only like a couple things that were actually shot in the actual building, which I think was the rooftop and then something else. I guess obviously the exterior shots. Very interesting. Little dining area here. I don't know, it kind of reminds me of like Die Hard, this area. I don't know why. Reminds me a little bit about, like, a little bit of
yeah, I can see that.
Whatever is Nagatami Tower. It's very cool. So I don't know what the hell they're doing now. They're chasing after the ghost Carol Ann still, trying to find her. So this film gets a little confusing. It's hard when you just have subtitles and you're not listening to the film, because you can't really... It's a little disorienting sometimes doing this, because I just get lost in what's happening, because I don't know. Because you try hard to pay attention to the words, but it's still, without music or actual context, it's hard to figure out what the hell's going on. But my guess is, it's pretty straightforward, is that they're looking for Carol Ann still. Even though I don't think they realize that it's not her that they're chasing after. And then the other two are possessed. They dropped Richard Fire down the elevator shaft, killed him off. So I don't think they know that yet. So he's a corpse. And then, I guess Zelda's a corpse, because she turned into a fucking Cuco Rancho mummy that,
Yep.
that Laura came out of.
Oh, God.
As a good possessed.
Are you in
Laura.
the freezer yet?
Yeah. It's pretty gross. They got all the meats fucking moving around. There's some nasty meat goop that's coming out of the wall. It looks like just boiled meat water. Like disgusting. Like I said, this movie is very effective and gross, and I don't remember it being this way, but it's actually kind of unsettling, which is surprising for this film, you know, I think.
It's pretty entertaining, I always thought it was.
Yeah, it is. Like I said, I don't remember a lot of these scenes, but this is pretty scary. It's like boiling ass nasty water coming out. There's Zelda. Look, there she is. Is she a fucking Reverend Cain like body too? I don't know anymore.
No.
I think she's actually fine because she has that amulet thing. Maybe that protected her. I don't know. Oh shit. Now they just blew up and it looks like goddamn wintertime out here, which is our favorite time of year here at Phantasm.
Like I said, I always thought this movie was fun. But
Oh, it is. This is great.
I think I saw this at the theater too. I can't remember. I think I did. I don't really remember. I went to the movies a lot back then, so.
It's not true, any of this.
From around this time period, and I got into a huge argument with someone the other day about was Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. That's the only one I need.
Yeah, I agree.
I thought it was a piece of shit. One from a few years ago, it's terrible. It's not fit to watch.
I've never seen it.
It's awful. And the sequel, Bogus Journey, is terrible. Both of those movies are just fucking dumb.
Yeah, I don't even remember the second film.
I only liked the first movie. Like, it didn't need a sequel.
And that was another one. The second one was on a lot.
Encino Man is one of my favorite movies ever made. It does not, and it never got a sequel. It doesn't need one.
No, it's just good on its own. Oh shit!
Now, if they did a sequel to that now, I'd laugh my balls off and probably watch it.
So they're about to get Christined here in the fucking goddamn Winter Wonderland parking lot. This is just fucking nuts. Well, now it's more like Maximum Overdrive. There's like 100 cars in here trying to kill him. Jesus Christ. But yeah, I mean with remakes, and I think with a lot of people, it's just I don't even watch them anymore unless it's something that looks good, which most of them don't. You know, I don't have anything against them. Just some films, like you said, yeah, they don't need to be remade at all or sequeled or anything. You know, like I'm glad for a lot of films that they just never sequeled and they just stayed as one movie. You know. There's Reverend Cain sending his demon cars after them. This is just a cool scene, actually, the way that, you know, I love the snow effect on all the cars. Just imagine getting hit by a fucking car that's got like 6 inches of snow on it. That's insane. That would just be a cold, shitty death. They got some gasoline drip, so they might have a little explosion here, which is good to melt the snow, because we want it to get a little warmer in there. There you go, Tom Skerritt. It's got the lighter. Reverend Cain's driving that one car with the spotlight. It looks like fucking, like, twisted metal in here. It's fucking weird.
So why don't you look up some reviews of...
oh, shit.
Why don't you look up some reviews of one of those delivery apps that fucking...
Oh, delivery apps. That's a good idea.
What is the one I'm trying to think of?
Door Butler?
Hold on a minute.
Or Hot Bites?
No, none of that.
Uber Eats.
No. I mean, feel free to look at some of those, but the one specifically I cannot think of the name of right now. It's where they bring your groceries to you.
Oh, Instacart.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that. Instacart.
Those have got to be bad.
Oh, I'm
if
sure
they're
they are.
not bad, feel free to switch to one of the other ones.
Here's top 567 reviews. Let's see. I don't want top ones. I want the low barrel ones where people... Oh, here it is. The very first one is from Madison of Rapid City, South Dakota. And it's got 1 star. And I'm sure it's one of those where it's like, I would do a 0 out of 5 if I could. Okay. I couldn't leave, but we desperately needed bottled water, so I used Instacart and I just wanted 1 case of water. I log in and there is a minimum of $10 per purchase. I understand, so I get 2 cases of water. The total of groceries was about $10. Then after fees and tip, it was about $20. The shopper has trouble finding my address, and she texted me a couple of times through the app, which I didn't see until after. She called me very frustrated about how she can't find it, and I do my best to give her instructions about how she found it after that. Then, after she drops it off, I open the app to make sure everything was okay, and they charged me $32 and some change. When I opened my receipt, they charged me an extra $12.99 delivery fee that wasn't on there before the order was dropped off. It was my first order, and it said free delivery for first-time shoppers. I spent $32 on a $10 worth of groceries. That's nuts. And the shopper was impatient. 1 out of 5 do not recommend. Yeah, dude, just, I understand with COVID this was a thing, but now that, COVID's still around, but you still gotta just get your fat, lazy ass out of bed and go to the grocery store to get your stuff and leave. Wear a mask. Paying $13 for a delivery fee is goddamn stupid. They better be showing up with some fucking weed or something to give you. Jesus. It's like, what is this $13 for? This doesn't go to your tip. This goes straight to that app. So, Kay of Johnson City, New York says, tried several times to have good experience with Instacart, but disappointed every time. I have an ad right now. It's a Domino's ad. Hello?
Got it.
Okay. Tried several times to have a good experience with Instacart, but disappointed every time. Several times got credits because of their delivery people couldn't be bothered to enter a multiple apartment building, so my orders disappeared before I got a delivery notification instead of a call to meet them. Paid several delivery charges even though no deliveries. The absolute last straw was yesterday when I picked up my order and got charged a delivery fee. I contacted customer service through email because I was working, and after 4 responses from them saying it was a temporary authorization hold charge, even after I sent a screenshot showing that it clearly said delivery fee in the amount, which was very different than the temporary authorization hold amount, they still tried to gaslight me and tell me I wasn't able to understand that term. Absolutely infuriating. After hours of back and forth, I told them to delete my account and all my data and said goodbye for good. Be very aware of all charges from this company. There are better services out there, so I suggest dealing with anyone else. And I'm back on. Back on the movie. Tom, Skerritt, Nancy Ellen are peeking around the high-rise. This is from Amy of Shippenville, Pennsylvania. Used Instacart for grocery pickup, contacted via phone, computer chat, and email, and let them know of 5 different items I was missing but still charged for. Said I would see a refund within 5 days. Well, after 5 days, no refund, contacted them again, and now it is too late for them to refund me. Will never use them again. Horrible communication, and apparently they lie. Who likes to pay for groceries that they never received? Sarah, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I received the complete wrong order when I ordered for Instacart baby food and vegan food. I do not have a child, and I ordered meat. Instead of providing me with a refund, they are giving me a credit. Why would I want to use the service again when they couldn't even deliver a single item I requested the first time? I called to get a refund, and they tried to give me a runaround about it. I will be filing a claim with my credit card and a Better Business Bureau. Not worth it at all. Edward of Troy, New York says, we used Instacart a few times, but somehow our account is now locked. We have an 800-plus FICO. When trying to unlock, reset login requests fail. Customer service assurances also don't help. Therefore, we simply deal with stores directly. None of these are good. I'm reading them down the row from the start, and this is how good Instacart is as a company. Lisa of Ingleside, Texas. New got my groceries. Didn't have food in the house. I am blind as well. How did she type this? I am blind as well. I was told delivered. Never made it to my house. Will report to HEB Corps office and BBB driver lied. Must have taken home instead of delivery to a blind person. Her name is Charlene. If Arkansas past Texas and ordering from HEB, hope you don't get her too lazy to call your number too. Okay.
That's sad.
That's very sad.
See, there are people, I want to say something real quick. There are people that need these delivery services, and they shouldn't be treated like shit because of it. Like,
I agree.
Now, I'm going to be honest with you. If you're just lazy, I'm not talking if you don't own a car.
Right.
If you don't own a car, you're disabled or impaired or whatever. Like, let's say you're loaded and you just don't want to get a deal. I understand that. But I'm telling you this. If there's nothing wrong with you and you're too lazy just to go out to physically buy your own shit,
Right.
you're a piece of rat shit.
That's what I'm saying.
You deserve the $13, $14, $25, $35, $55 fees on your card.
Yeah, and I'm sure they gladly take it because they're lazy. They'll just pay the money, which is stupid, but that's why they're lazy.
But if you need the service, you should be more than welcome to it.
Sure.
And you shouldn't be treated like a piece of shit.
Absolutely. I 100% agree. And there's the corpse of Richard Fire got dumped in that elevator. He's turned into one of those mummies. Is he going to come back out of that body? Because that's what happened last time. He's like a literal, like, zombie corpse.
Zombie corpse.
Zombie corpse.
Zombie corpse.
Tom Skerritt's going to poke the corpse. Now he's going to pick up the corpse. Ugh. He's going to pick up the corpse. There is... It's nasty. When a 2-bit third-rate company... This is Alex of Muncie, New York. When a 2-bit third-rate company which cowers from posting their customer service number on their website is all the indication necessary that it will be horrible to deal with them. It will be horrible to deal with them. My experience with banks, U.S. State Department, IRS, and Social Security Administration has been a 10-star experience compared to dealing with Instacart. Customer service is either non-existent or horribly incompetent, especially with their contrived excuses from their non-existent security protocols, in quotes. The moment an acceptable alternative presents itself, I will not only cancel my Instacart account, but I will also be a perpetual thorn in their proverbial side by doing my best to dissuade anyone and everyone from having any connection whatsoever with Instacart. Very philosophical review. Josh of Sevierville, Tennessee. I was given an Amex gift card for Christmas. I went to use it and found out someone had used the entire amount on my gift card to purchase things through Instacart. I called Instacart, and Alex with the Trust and Safety Department was zero help. He ignored my email for over a month. I had to call back and submit another case, only to have them reply saying dispute it with the card company. I already explained this was a gift card, and there isn't a way to dispute the charges with them. I would not recommend this company to anyone. Poor customer service that allows hackers, thieves, to use stolen cards with no repercussion. It was pretty funny. Nick of San Antonio, Texas. I tried to log into my Instacart and was locked out over nothing. There was required to scan my debit card as a means to regain access. This is an absurd security measure for a company that only delivers food. I am beyond angry, as I have never had to deal with this hassle, waste of time with any online company. This company also charges multiple outrageous fees for a simple delivery. From now on, I will take the time to pick up my own food and never use delay a card again. Oh, that's good. Alberta of Riverside, California. I placed an order of 4 boxes of cook and serve pudding. When the delivery was made, I got 1 box of what I ordered and 4 boxes of instant, which cannot be used in a baked dessert. I immediately took the items back to the store the next day. The store immediately refunded the cost of the product and told me I needed to contact Instacart for the delivery fee and tip refund. I called customer service. Of course, you can't understand half of what they say. And they told me that it would be refunded within 5 to 7 business days. Did not happen. Sid of San Luis Obispo, California. Go ahead before I run this one down.
This is a real thing, but I'm going to share with you in code.
Okay. You just want to text it to me?
I know somebody that works for Instacart.
Oh, okay.
Have I told you about that?
Yes, I think so. I do too, actually. Or I did. Which tells...
I'm serious. Like, someone that I knew very well.
If this is any indication about who the people that deliver your stuff to, if you know some people that use this...
Here, you know what we're going to do? Because I can't really do this in code. I'm just going to send it to you while we're talking.
Well, I'm going to say this, and this is in code. Peyton Manning used to do that when I first moved into the place.
Well, when you read mine right now, you're going to shit.
Oh, God. Oh. Yeah, I can see it. Imagine that. Getting your groceries delivered, and they have to walk in and be like, ugh.
Did you see what I sent you?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, imagine that if you were like, I really need to get my groceries delivered today, and then that's your delivery person. You're just like, ooh.
You know, I don't want to deal with that.
No, of course not.
That's where I kept seeing them at the grocery store.
Yeah.
When I was up visiting public masturbator.
Right.
And I kept thinking that was weird. It's like, why am I seeing this person at different grocery stores?
That's what I was thinking earlier. I was going to ask because I was like,
Instacart.
He's not dwarf fucker. He's public masturbator this season. I was trying to remember. We're in a new season, folks. We change up.
Yeah, wheelchair fucker is no longer dwarf fucker. He is now public masturbator.
He's public masturbator.
But anyway, I was visiting public masturbator and kept seeing the person, and that's what it is. I found out later that that's what that person's doing on the side. It's a side hustle.
Instacarting. Yes, it is.
And the sad thing about that is, I guarantee you know, that, what a nightmare. But anyway.
Yeah, it's a nightmare. Sid of San Luis.
That's its own poltergeist.
Yes.
With me be dealing with that.
Obispo, California. I am not just unsatisfied. I am outraged at your underhanded, sneaky way to first cheat and then make money off your customers. I ordered 3 bottles of a product because there was a discount with 3 purchases. Instacart got the discount but charged me the full price. When I do that, it's all full. It's all caps. This happened twice since I signed up for your so-called service with approximately $20 that you cheated me while you received because of me. This is apparently legal stealing for me and is my fault. Ralph's Market's fault, but not fault on you. Oh, this one says read full review. Holy shit, she just goes ham right here. This is despicable for you to actually make money on my purchases and not forward it on. I would have thought you would charge me on the same amount you were charged on checkout on your Instacart card, but you instead cheated me. No, I am not happy. I am disgusted with your company. I will tell all my friends about how you cheat your customers. I canceled my account, but you withheld approximately $8, even after you made $20-something directly from me. I am 75 years old living on SS. Are you proud of what you are doing? Sad to say. I think you are.
That's sad.
It's very sad. Corporate greed is un-American in every way. I hope you fail for good American citizens' sake.
But the reality here's the thing, and I will say this even to Grandma just then. You got to know there's going to be a fee and a scam on this because you're not the one going and getting it.
Right, but if she's 75, she doesn't know how this stuff works.
I know she doesn't understand the concept, but I'm just telling you. Here's the thing. So I'll give you an example. I used to be friends with someone that delivers food a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
And something you would spend $10 on for a large amount of food from McDonald's, you're going to end up paying like $30 for that.
Right, exactly.
I mean, here's my thing. If you're just lazy, which is what most of the people are that use those services, you deserve to be clubbed to death for fucking ordering food like that.
Right.
You're wasting money.
Yeah.
You could be spending it on gas or your.
It's like you have a car, just drive down the street and go get it.
That's what I'm saying. Like I said, I'm the exempt people from this are anyone that's disabled, mentally or physically. You don't have a car, you don't have a vehicle, you can't walk through, there's no bus route, whatever. I understand that, and you have to use that. I get it. But if you're just some scumbag, which is most of the people that I know that use food delivery and grocery delivery, you're just lazy.
Yeah. Oh, just took off Kane's head.
I don't have any use for that. You know, like, and if you want my opinion, you should go get your own stuff.
I agree. Oh, this is gross. See, like
if you want something done right, go do it yourself. It's an old saying. There you go.
This fucking.
I'm not giving people shit if people want to sit around their house and just, But I just think it's pathetic if you have a vehicle. I know people that have multiple vehicles and refuse to go get their own food. They have shit delivered.
Yeah.
You're just fucking lazy, man. There's no way around that. You were fucking lazy.
That shit hit the fan here. You got all these zombie mummy-ass bodies everywhere. You see the Tom Skerritt mummy. Then you got Reverend King got his head taken off and started melting. And then now he's back
Did you say the actor that plays him's dead?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's been dead. Because I thought the actor in the second film's different than this Reverend Kane.
It is.
Because that actor died after the second film, I'm pretty sure. I just can't remember. Julian something. Yeah, this is gross. Len of Windsor, Connecticut. During COVID, this was not a bad service. Then after COVID, when business slowed, they got greedy and sleazy. First, they jack up the prices and say the store sets the prices, not them. I doubt that a store that has a sale going on 4 for $5 would tell Instacart the price they have to charge was $4XX an item. Second, customer service is nothing more than lip service. They told me once shoppers would be banned from taking my orders, and 2 weeks later, she took the order and did a poor job once again. With the first time, the poor shopper, they also told me that for my inconvenience, they would give me a free month of Instacart. That never happened. While the quality of the employees is luck of the draw, customer support is not. I'm done with this outfit.
So here's your fun fact, kids. Reverend Henry Kane, also known as the Beast.
The Beast.
Is the fictional main antagonist from the Poltergeist film series. Here's the thing. That's death metal as fuck.
Oh, he's great. I think he's a great villain.
Reverend Henry Kane, a.k.a. the Beast.
He's Cuco Rancho,
I mean,
too.
that is fucking death metal as fuck. I love that. I don't know if you've seen my newest Fright Rag shirt. I've got one with the Beast on the front of it.
You showed it to me. It's fucking awesome.
It says, I want you for the army of the dead.
You gotta wear that next time I come down there. To the beach.
Yeah, it's so cool. It's so badass and mean and evil and all that fun stuff. But yeah.
I guess since this film's almost over, I'll wrap up the things here. I want to find like a short one.
Let me read this. Can I read something real quick? This is interesting.
Sure.
Where is it at here? Hold on.
Yeah, none of these reviews are good. There's not one. That's cool. Got the lightning there and the skyline of Chicago there, and the credits roll. I guess once you're done with that, so Nathan Davis plays Kane in this film.
Okay, thankfully, hold on, what's this say here?
I'll pause this. It's on the credits there. Let's see, here's another.
So the first movie, it's saying here, this is from Toby Hooper. The Beast is the antagonist in that film. He just wasn't in human form and then eventually took the human form of Kane.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
The Poltergeist in the first film is the Beast.
It's dope as fuck.
Which is Reverend Henry Kane.
It's fucking death metal.
Reverend Henry, here you go, here's some backstory from him. Was the leader of a doomsday cult in the early 19th century and professed to his followers that only he would be able to save them from the horrors that were coming and deliver them to the promised land. In actuality, Kane was a madman intent on killing his followers and himself in a suicide ritual for the devil.
Amazing.
Kane tricked the flock into sealing themselves inside an underground cave where they all died, including Kane, where Kane would eventually, as he was suffocating, take his own life and then later become the Beast.
The Beast. That's sick. It's good stuff.
As you're going to hear first, you can also refer to me as Reverend West.
Reverend West. That's a good one.
Reverend West. Dr. Reverend West.
That works too, yeah. It's good shit. But yeah, final thoughts.
I love it. I love it. And I love Dr. Reverend West. I love Dr. Kane the Beast. I love Poltergeist 3. I love it. I think it's fun.
It's good shit. I think the whole trilogy is fun. Like, there's not really a bad moment in it. I think they're all pretty fun. If you wanted to do
we're not doing that, but
it's a trilogy that you can actually watch all three of and not, hate one of them. I don't think.
The 2015 remake is okay.
I've never seen that.
And that's me being nice,
Yeah.
It's okay.
I'm not opposed to watching it.
No, but it's okay.
Actually, not opposed to watching it. It's just one that I've never just clicked on. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to watch this right now. I just haven't.
Borrow it if you want. It's out of print, but is it the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life? No, but it's fun.
Yeah. What I'll say with this film, I like it. It's got some nostalgia factor for me, not a lot, but you know, I remember it being one of the earlier horror films I checked out, and I remember Tom Skerritt from it, and Nancy Allen I love, and I love, everybody in the film's great, and this one especially. So it's just a fun film. It's got a good pace to it. There's a lot of good special effects and Cuco Rancho moments that are disgusting and kind of unsettling, surprisingly, because it's not like gore. It's just nasty, like, paranormal shit going on. It's pretty cool, and I think the winter other side pouring out scenes where they, it changes the human landscape. I think all those scenes are very well done. They're cool. The effects look good. It's good. I enjoyed it, And Reverend Kane's fucking awesome. It's cool to see his character in anything. I think it's a fun character to watch. So yeah, it's good. I recommend it. I think if you like the other two films, this one's, you shouldn't sleep on it. Just watch it. It's fun. It's a fun watch.
Yeah, and Dr. Vincent West, Reverend West, recommends it.
Yes, the Reverend recommends it. Dr. Reverend Vincent West.
But yeah, it's fun. Those movies, like I said, they scared the hell out of me.
Reverend West, MD.
Yeah,
there you go.
It's fun stuff, and Reverend West also says fuck the Dallas Cowboys and fuck the Buffalo Bills too.
Amen to that.
So they can go fuck themselves. So can the New York Giants. They can go fuck themselves.
Yep.
And there's that, and we'll continue on with that as that progresses.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I love it, man. The first movie scared the hell out of me as a kid, and then the second one was scary, and the third one was just, it was fun. It was just something else. It's obviously lower budget, and not lower budget meaning there's no production quality, because there is, but it's just they obviously didn't spend a ton of money because they didn't think it was going to make a lot of money, and I think it probably did okay. Who knows? I don't really know.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it, and it was a fun watch, and it makes me actually want to watch the other two and just kind of go back over the trilogy, so that's a good thing too. It gets you to want to go back.
Part 2, kids, is streaming on Tubi. Part 1 is not. It's not.
I don't know what one is on, if it's on Amazon or HBO. It might not be on anything currently, but it was, so I'm not sure on that.
I know that 4K disc is fucking dope as fuck.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to grab that too. But yeah, thank you all for listening, and hopefully for watching. If you guys tune into these films while we
it's on AMC.
AMC, okay. Which is another subscription service. But yeah, we hope you follow along while we rant over the movie and give you commentary, as well as altering the future stuff and the reviews of shit we do. So we appreciate it very much. Make sure to like and subscribe on YouTube and on Facebook and everywhere else. Follow
Godless
us.
Heathens, go check it out.
Go check out Godless Heathens, our sister podcast that we have. There's plenty of more. It's a plethora of other guests that the doctor interviews, and I think you need to call your friend Porno Proton. Maybe you get some more episodes.
Yeah, I think we definitely need to do some more just original content. He's busy all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a weird guy.
We need to get that worked out. That would be a lot of fun. That's a good idea.
Yeah, so be on the lookout for more Godless Heathen stuff. That drops around, we do a lot of that, as well as the Phantasm stuff at the same time. Band interviews, episodes, whatever. So be sure to just keep up on our Facebook page. That's where you'll find the Godless stuff. And, of course, our Phantasm content. So just follow us wherever. We'll keep you updated on there. Instagram at Phantasm Podcast. Twitter at Phantasm Podcast. It's all there for you to click on, subscribe, follow, like. We appreciate it very much. And hopefully...
Questions, comments, concerns, send them to phantasmpodcast@gmail.
Correct. phantasmpodcast@gmail.com. You will not be able to comment on YouTube because we block them because we don't give a shit. Phantasm... sometimes we're okay on the Facebook, but usually they'll be deleted, the comments. But yeah.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. We want some stuff, but and that falls back on me. I just the whole. I just want to say this, and this has not to do with anybody that's like listens to us. I don't think that was what was going on, but there would be these people that I think would click on like the some of the bigger interviews that we've had on, and they would click on it on the link, and they're not familiar with what we do, and then they would leave these paragraphs of this nonsense, you know, and it's like.
No, we just don't deal with it.
And again, these are not. I don't think these are our listeners. This is like a first time listener, and you know what? You all can blow me. Like you don't get to comment on things that we're doing. You just don't. Now, our actual listeners, we want your feedback, but I don't need feedback from some fucking internet troll on YouTube.
Right.
I can go, you know, throw my arm out into the wind and catch that wherever I want. I don't need that. It's just more anxiety that I don't need it myself. So.
Sure. But yeah, with that being said, you know, engage with us, like, comment, subscribe.
Great. Yeah. One-time listener, you don't get to comment on stuff, and so we had to eliminate it.
Right. So yeah, we really appreciate you listening, subscribing, all that bullshit, and rolling along in 2023, and our 6th year as a podcast, going on 7. So thank you for the support, and we will see you next time.
A bunch of good interviews coming. We got Goat Whore. We got Zach from Goat Whore coming back on. We've got some first-time folks. Twilight Force, their keyboard player.
Yeah.
We've got
a lot of interesting stuff.
Wigwam, the band that does the music for
Peacemaker. The intro song, which is cool as fuck. So yeah, there's a lot of cool shit.
There's I can't remember the name of the black metal band.
I don't remember. We'll have to look it up. Which
there's a bunch of stuff.
A bunch of stuff.
I've already done a bunch of stuff, and we're
follow us on Spotify and all that stuff, and you'll see them.
3 weeks in, and I've already done a bunch of shit. So.
That's right. Doctor's putting his work in like he always does. But yeah, thank you, and stay gory.
Phantasm.
And you know something? I sort of enjoyed it.